Yeah, I think a lot, Neil, honestly. I think first and foremost, an unbelievable experience, for our group to go down there and play an elite level type of basketball team. And, but I think we learned a lot about our group. I thought for the most part, we really competed down there and we played hard. And when we didn't, we got really exposed. And so, this group has to play hard all the time. We knew we were going to see a lot of pressure. We prepped for that. I thought at times we handled it really well. We were very poised. But then when we didn't, when we weren't strong with the ball, when we didn't meet our passes, that's when we got into trouble. And it's funny because Detroit, is going to press us. And so it was a great tune-up for what we're going to see Wednesday night. I loved how we stayed together, and I loved our bench. And then in the second half, you got to see us execute a little bit. So very happy with that. I have a lot of respect for Ohio State. I really appreciate them taking the press off and us being able to work through some stuff. And but again, overall, a great experience, for our group.
Sophia got her first start. Would you be leading that decision making?
Yeah, you look at Ohio State's roster, and Cody is an unbelievable player, probably one of the best players in the country. And so, when you looked at her skill set and her athleticism and her size, how are we going to be able to guard that? And you look at our roster, and Sophia is a great athlete, has great size, has great athleticism. So I like that matchup. When Cody's hitting threes and she's doing everything, it's a really tough guard. And, I thought she did a good job on her, but that was going to be a tough matchup. That was specifically the reason. However, we've been playing through our posts a lot, and I've liked, that combination, and we'll continue to do that. But it really is going to be a game by game, decision on who starts and who plays.
Were you pleased with her efforts on Saturday?
Yes, I think she's continuing to learn a lot as we go forward. But I thought she did some really good things, especially in the second half. Had a great drive from the high post. Had some good physical box outs. Second half we made a little bit more adjustments on how to guard Cody, and she had a great block on her. So definitely, improvements in game as well as every single day that we've been practicing.
And I imagine you probably weren't too happy with 34 turnovers against
Yeah.
Washington. That's a hard number to overcome.
Sure. It's tough. We knew they were going to press us. And their press isn't just a press. It is four people in your face, intense pressure. And I thought at times, we did a really good job with it. At times we didn't. And that's where we got to, look at the film. How can we be better? How we can be better going forward. And again, I think this will really help us as early as Wednesday night.
And you mentioned Detroit Mercy's also a pressing team. How is the way they press kind of different from what you guys are?
Yeah, it's similar in all honesty. And I think Kate does a really good job with her personnel and puts them in great positions to be successful. So, we're going to see it. I think we're going to see it a lot. And I think our group is going to be much more ready for it and have an understanding of how we want to play and how we want to play through the press.
So Queen's a really good player, but how do you kind of slow her down?
Yeah, she's tough. Can score at all three levels. Grad transfer for them. Has been playing college basketball for a long time with multiple stops. Kind of adds a different element, to their group, and she's going to be a handful. We're going to have to keep her in check, as well as their point guard O'Brien. I think she's another grad transfer for them that has really impacted their roster. So we got to lock those kids up, and then hopefully, keep everybody in check.
What do you think of the job that Kate Booth has done with Detroit in the last couple of seasons, kind of trying to build that program back up a little bit?
Yeah, she's done a really great job. They're very different. Last year they were more post dominant. I think this year they're a little bit more athletic. Can play through their guards a lot more. So different style. A lot of ball screens. We're going to see a ton of ball screens. But I've known Kate for a long time. When she was at Bowling Green, she was a heck of a point guard, and I think she's done an unbelievable job in her coaching career. Now translating to a head coach.
What do you think of just how the schedule has worked out in the last this week and the last couple of weeks, where you guys have two conference games, you go out of conference play, now you're back in conference
Yeah.
play, and then you're going to go out of conference into non-conference play again?
Yeah, it's different than anything I've ever experienced. Obviously we sit 2-0, and this is a huge game on Wednesday night, and we really need, our fans to come out and support us because, as I told the team today, this is a December matchup, but I think this game has huge implications for March, and where we want to be in March and seeding and all that. So we talked about that with our young group, and hopefully they have an understanding of how this game can impact our conference, seeding and scheduling and all that. So this is a big time game on Wednesday night.
Do you like that, going from conference to non-conference, back to conference?
It doesn't really matter if I like it or not, right? It is what it is, and so it's the hands that we're dealt. And I think this group has really handled it extremely well. And when I got the schedule, I wasn't sure, with such a young group and such so many new faces, how we were going to be able to handle it. But again, I think this team has really bought into our scouting reports. They've done an unbelievable job understanding the importance of conference play, both home and on the road. And hopefully we'll continue to do that.